There we go, that's the show. Thank you. It's terrible, isn't it? What a silly joke. We had one night, I reckon there were 60 people here, and there was a bit of laughter, and then there was one voice that came from that end there, and it was a young girl, probably 7 or 8 years of age, and she said, "Mum, that was a waste of time." So I have to be very careful when you've got kids in the audience, and they don't get granddad humour. Just a brief introduction to this. I told you about Teresa. There is no doubt that we are in a different space because Teresa turned up and took Judy and I on this beautiful journey back to when she was a young girl, growing up here at Mina Creek, watching her dad build the park, the conversations that were held between her mum and her dad, how hard he worked, he didn't stop. There is no doubt that he did most of the work himself. Teresa actually said 80% of the work was his work. She said that when he had help in the main building, he would set all the formwork up, set up the scaffolding, and his mates would come in on the weekend and mix and pour concrete to do a complete section of the wall. And after it was finished, they'd go down to the waterfall there and have a swim, cool off, and get changed, and they'd go up, and she said they didn't have a beer and a barbecue, they had pasta and wine, and red wine, that's what it was. So really amazing when you're talking to someone that was there watching it all happen, and that really made us realize how important the story was. So today we have the storytelling, Amanda and Macca and Damien and Daniel, sorry, all these wonderful people that have a passion for telling the story. We also have a book that was written, and that book, The Spanish Dreamer, has now sold more than 70,000 copies. I was just telling a lady that was just buying it from the previous tour, and she said it's very reasonably priced. And I said, well, it used to be $25 when we were printing 1,000 at a time. And I said that was 25 years ago. And I said now we can produce 5,000 or 6,000 at a time, and we can sell it for $15. And she said, yeah, that's amazing. And I said, well, that's the way the printing industry's gone. You can produce a lot. So, you know, we've just found that has become a bit of a marketing coup as well, because we hear people say, oh, someone lent us the book or gave it to us as a gift, and we read it and we thought we better come and see this place. But all these things happened because Teresa not only spoke to us, she spoke to Dina Layton, who wrote the book. She provided the photographs of the book. She helped Philip Witt write the play, a stage performance. It's a bit sad that she's not here now because she passed away, but she would have loved to have spent time with Vicky Guest, the film producer that wants to put the movie version of Paronella Park onto the big screen. So all these things are happening right now. We also now are moving into another phase with audio visual and now light and sound show and music. And the music that you'll be listening to tonight was put together by a very talented family from Wollongong. They love Paronella Park, and I think that's the first ingredient you find in these people. They adored the park, and what they performed here. They called the String Family, and now they've left us with some beautiful music and a very special song that tells the story. So tonight we have three pieces: a medley that captures the journey of Jose and Margarita coming back to North Queensland, back to Australia by ship from Spain after their wedding in Barcelona. We then have a piece that celebrates our rainfall, and it's called Storms. Many of you will have heard that particular piece of music, and it, without a doubt, captures the energy of the stormy season, the monsoon, and particularly with the light show. I'd highly recommend that one for video. And the final piece is my favourite. It's actually a song that captures and tells the story of Jose and his wonderful Paronella Park. It was written by Sarah. She not only wrote the lyrics, she composed the music, and it's her voice that you'll be listening to. Have a listen to the lyrics. They're really quite beautiful, and I think it's a very lovely way of telling the story. And we've embraced it as our song. So to each and every one of you, a very special thank you. Enjoy the show. Thank you very much. Thank you. quite special, and you really have to say how fortunate are we to have found the String family, or should I say the String family finding us. They've really added a dimension to the evening experience, and I think Sarah's voice captures it all. It's you know, you can almost feel the connection with Paronella Park and the atmosphere of the park and her beautiful voice. But they've added something special, as to have all those people that have contributed, whether it be plays and books and movies and so on. It's some exciting times ahead. If you want to keep up to date with what's happening here, we suggest, well, we use Facebook and Instagram. They're the two platforms that we use to keep you informed. We don't just post something because it's 2 times a week or whatever number of times. It's all to do with, if we have something worth saying, we'll let you know. So if there's news of the movie side of things, or the stabilising of buildings, or an upcoming TV show, we'll let you know what's happening there. We also know that word of mouth is our biggest supporter, so if you want to help us at all, probably, well, you know yourselves, most of you are here because of word of mouth. It's by far the most powerful thing, and it's particularly strong when we find that a lot of our guests are travellers rather than tourists. It's an interesting differentiation. We find that travellers talk to each other and get most of their information when they discover Paronella Park from fellow travellers, whereas tourists, it tends to be flying in and it becomes buying a ticket or through an agent. So it's a totally different way of approaching it. We love it when people discover it through word of mouth. It's by far the most powerful way for us, and it certainly has been the reason why we've survived so well during COVID, without a doubt. We also know that some people do reviews. If you do reviews, we appreciate reviews. If you have a chance to do a review, that would be great. I know in recent times Amanda's name has been mentioned in reviews in a positive way, okay, nice way, but it's lovely when staff are mentioned as well. Finally, we've got a little gift for you upstairs. We lost a wall back in Cyclone Larry in 2006. A tree came down and hit the wall in the main building there where the mirrored ball is. We would like to give each of you a small piece of the concrete that came down in that accident. The tree hit the wall, we picked up the pieces. We'd like to now give those, not big pieces, but little pieces, away in a little calico bag that we've had made especially for each of you to take a small piece of Paronella Park home with you, with a little note explaining it. It's our way of saying thank you. It's also, I think, a particularly nice little reminder when you get home. Before long, it'll probably finish up in the bottom drawer, but in the meantime, it might be a reminder of your visit to Paronella Park in North Queensland. A huge thank you has to go out to each and every one of you, because by taking that concrete home with you, you've saved us a fortune in dump fees, so that's appreciated too. There you go. Bit of a laugh to finish the evening. We're going to make our way upstairs. We've got the pathway up there. We don't use the stairs. The way it works is I head up, and anyone that wants to make their way up that little pathway there can head up now, or if you want to stick around, Amanda will be here for a couple more minutes to allow those that would like to get a couple more images of this. We allow you 2 or 3 minutes, is that right, Amanda? Yep. And that's absolutely fine. So we'll see you all upstairs, and again, to each and every one of you, thank you very much for your support. Thank you. Thank you.